Hey guys, Kyle here coming at you with, I think it's a survival Sunday that needs to be talked about. The seasons are changing. I'm sure everybody's got a bag or two, whatever you're going to do. I got to realizing my problem is I've been repurposing my bags as needed. Like, this is my backpack that I just got back from Florida with. It's full of nothing but clothes. I already got the toothbrush and everything like that out of it, but right now it's just full of clean laundry. Yeah, I got a nice first aid kit here, but this isn't doing me any good. There's no flashlights in it. The power supplies are in the kitchen. The solar chargers, it's not any good. And I usually keep this one under the back seat of the truck. Might be a little glare on this video, and I apologize for that. I do have several little med kit pouches. We talked about this earlier. Just your basic first aid supplies. Got some tape, some bandages, gauze. There is a tourniquet in here. I've got a bunch of these laying around. I have repurposed all kinds of pouches and bags and gear for different things through the spring and the summer, not even thinking about it. Like right now, if anything were to happen and I was in my car, all I'd have is what's in my pocket, which is generally not that bad. But if it's inclement weather or something like that, which here in Georgia it doesn't rain, so I'm really not worried about that. I've got to replenish my food bags, my water pouches. I've got the canteens and stuff in there. I've got the stove and, utensils and fuel and a little bit of food in here, but it's not full. I'm just piling stuff up down here. This doesn't have any of my water purification stuff in it anymore because I took it on a small hike and I knew that the canteen was all I was going to need. So I got to go through that. Like I say, the seasons are changing. There's no gloves in any of this. This one has been repurposed, which used to be just in the back of the car. I've got dog bones, harnesses for the dog, poop bags, a couple of chew toys, choke collar, a couple of these things. I'm trying to not make a whole lot of noise because I don't want to come in here and get all excited. But actually with her harness I can strap this to her and she can carry it, but that's got other purposes. Right here we have a nice backpack. I've got pouches mollied onto the side of it. You put a lot of gear in here. Right now I think there's some dog food. I had to quickly pack some stuff because a friend of mine was watching the dog while I was on vacation. So I just quickly packed some stuff. I haven't gotten around to it. I've got this bag. It's been I take everything out of these bags and put it in here. There's 4 or 5 of these little survival bivy ponchos in here. Let's see, there's more socks, there's more of those. There's a whittling kit in case I get bored. Saws, magazines, flashlight that I was looking for last night because I thought I had a raccoon on the back deck and couldn't find a flashlight that I could reach the back of the pool with. There's emergency toilet paper, stoves. I mean, this has been the catch-all. I got up this morning and I need to go back through these things and split them back up into what I got them for. This one I usually keep in the car with it's like a get-home bag. I work pretty far away from the house, but I can put enough sustainment stuff in here to get me home. I can have firearms, magazines, food, shelter, plenty of abilities to make fire. I think there's a couple of ferro rods and stuff in the bottom of it, but I don't know. I've just been throwing stuff in there. There's no gloves, there's no toboggan, there's no cold weather gear, there's no rain gear other than the little shelters. And with the seasons changing, if you don't stay on top of rotating your gear, you're going to have the wrong stuff. And I've got my big bag here It's sitting, well, I'll bring it up here. All right, I got my big bag here. There ain't a whole lot in here. There's a military sleep system in the bottom. Got another first aid kit, trauma kit here. I got empty sustainment pouches here, empty pouches here, empty here. I refolded my tarps, my sleeping pad, my hammocks. All that's in the other room in a tote that I just pick up and throw in the back of the truck and take camping. So that's been the convenient thing for me. None of this actually preparing for anything. I mean, who wants to do that? I got radios, knives, another saw, some cordage. There's a couple of things in here, some zip ties, some bank line. And the sad thing is, this empty bag right here is probably the most prepared that I've got here. I've got a tube tarp here, power supply set up here, and a sleeping bag, and that's it. So I got up, I wanted to go back through everything. What I'm actually going to do is finish cleaning off this table, spread everything out, and start. I don't need 4 tactical bivvies in this one bag right here. I don't need 2 bags full of dog food. I'm gonna make up one, and it's not going to be either one of these two because they haven't really been that useful. I mean they work, but it's taken away from the purpose that I bought the bags for. I've got another bag that I can clamp onto her with some D-rings and stuff like that doesn't necessarily have as much use for me, but it's got plenty of use for her. It'll hold her water containers, food containers, plenty of food. She'll have her own canteen. Sorry, I got interrupted there. Take time, get everything ironed out, empty all your bags, put everything in a pile. There's no need to have 15 of each item in this bag and nothing in any of these other bags. Because the way I like to do it, I have a bag sitting by the door, I pick up, throw in the trunk every morning on my way to work. I've got some stuff that stays in the truck, but it's no big deal if, God forbid, something happened and people break into my truck while I'm not here. You know, it's maybe $20 worth of first aid stuff. Then I've got another bag if I'm going hiking. I was to the point where I just grabbed that pack. But, you know, this pack was too big for what I needed, so I emptied everything out and started shoving stuff into this pack, and then I took what I needed in this pack, and then I didn't want to take this pack because it looked too tactical or whatever for where I was going, so I repurposed everything into this pack, and then that was too big, so I'd redo everything into here, and then I made dog packs. I'd take the dog to work. I'm really unorganized right now, and it really hit me last night when I couldn't find a flashlight. I've got plenty of flashlights to light up my area where I'm at, you know, to build a fire, you know, look around, gather some firewood, but what is it? From the back porch to where I thought the noise was coming from is probably 60 feet. It took me I looked for it in this bag last night and couldn't find it, and it's in there. It's just a little Streamlight Stryon. That thing will go about 200 yards, and you can see anything as long as the air is clear and it's not foggy or anything. But I couldn't find it last night, and it really upset me. I've got plenty of magnetized flashlights on the fridge. I know my way around my house, so I can get to light. It's not that big a deal. The weapons light I was looking for was actually by the bed on the bedside table. Supposed to be in the reloading room. It wasn't there. So I'm really disorganized right now. With the seasons changing, we're gonna need to throw some gloves in there. We're gonna need to throw some toboggans in there, some shamogs. You know, just something. If you can get you a little emergency Mylar blanket, that's better than nothing. I've seen people where they had those in their glove box where they bought the car used and got stuck in the snow or the ice on the interstate and had to use that to keep warm when they ran out of gas, and it really saved their life. And they're like $2. They're not tough. You know, you can't go to war in them, but if you need an emergency blanket, that's what they are. But with the times changing, I want to bring this to everybody's attention. I'm going to spend probably the next 4 or 5 evenings. I'm going to spend a lot of time today just getting everything out of packs and spread out. That way I can remember what I've got and get it put into certain bags. But I wanted to bring that to everybody's attention. I know it's been a long time since I've done a Survival Sunday video, and I apologize for that. I've just been stupid busy. Hopefully this will get some of y'all motivated. There's another backpack over there. I forgot I had. But yeah, get your gear out, clean your gear up, oil up your saws, your knives, you know, get a nice coating of lubricant on everything, because as dry as this summer's been here in Georgia, it's probably going to be a really wet fall and winter. That tends to be the way that it works. And usually we get our precipitation not in the way we want it. It usually comes down as ice, and nobody down here can drive. Of course, you can't drive on ice, but nobody down here can drive even if it's just snow, and they'll just come to a hill, tires will spin twice, they'll just get out of the car and leave their car there. Well, that means I can't get past you. You know, don't do that. That's bad. All the roads get blocked. I mean, I live in North Georgia. There's a bunch of hills. You know, you have to go dang near all the way to where Nathan from the reloading room lives, to where you don't have a bunch of hills. And he's so far south, they pump sunshine in from Florida. But yeah, if you're not familiar with what to do in adverse conditions, don't drive. It's simple. Don't drive. Oh, I'm going to lose a day of vacation. Okay, it's better than having your car stuck out there on the road because you didn't know how to drive it, and then it get totaled by Georgia DOT snowplow, because they've already said, we're not playing this game anymore. You leave your car in the middle of the highway, we're going to move it. Probably not in the way that you want us to. And it was on the news in the last ice storm that we had. People left their cars out and they just plowed it out of the way. But if you're in a situation where you have to leave your vehicle, you know, that's your only shelter. So right now, even though this would be my best option, it doesn't have everything I need. There's a crappy ferro rod in the bottom that I just found a bag to put it in so I wouldn't lose it, you know. It's one of those situations. But go through your gear and, you know, separate everything out. Have a good med kit. Have some backup. Have some water supplies. Have some backup power. Flashlights that you can also use for signaling. Emergency blankets. But coming into winter, gloves, toboggans, because that's where all your heat's going to get lost. So the more you can keep, the longer that you'll be able to get by before you have to leave. So just want to throw that out there. Sorry, it's going to be a little bit of a long video, but I hope everybody sticks around for the end of it. Thank y'all. See you in the next one.